You know, people's worst enemy is their own mouth. Proverbs 18:21, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Or as the proverb says that, you know, a man is taken captive and snared by the words of his own mouth. You know, what we say about others and what we say about ourselves. I mean, the children of Israel, when they came out of the land of Egypt, you know, when they would have entered into the promised land, when they sent the 12 spies out, Joshua and Caleb were the only ones that came back with a good report. The other 10 came back with an evil report, saying we're not able, we're like grasshoppers in their eyes. I mean, and this is the same thing today. God's provided a way for us, but yet people are still saying, no, we're not able, we're just sinners. They think that they're going to enter in as sinners. And as Peter said, if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? We enter through faith. If you have no faith in the sacrifice of Jesus, as Paul wrote in Romans chapter 6, verse 7, he who is dead is freed from sin. And right before that, he says, do you not know as many as were baptized into Jesus Christ were baptized into his death? Therefore we're buried with him in baptism. Verse 7, he says, he who is dead is freed from sin. Verse 14, sin shall no longer have dominion over you, for you're no longer under the law, but under God's grace, his unmerited favor. The people have turned grace into a license for sin. But in chapter 6, verse 1, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. How shall we who are dead to sin live any longer therein? But people don't want to hear the truth. They have no faith in the truth because all they do is look at themselves. They speak of themselves. They glory in their shame, as Paul describes in Philippians chapter 3. These are enemies of the cross, Paul said. So I tell you now, even weeping, they're enemies of the cross, who God is their belly, who mind earthly things, who glory is in their shame. You're not going to work to become righteous. We're God's workmanship in Christ Jesus unto good works. When we're born of that incorruptible seed in water baptism, he creates us unto good works.